It began with the unfortunate death of Sushant Singh Rajput that led to an FIR being registered in Bihar by his parents seeking an investigation into his death about a possible murder angle, if not that, an abetment to suicide. It resulted in arrests being made, but not by the Enforcement Directorate or the CBI, but by the Narcotics Control Bureau, the NCB. Now it is an investigation that is encompassing almost the who's who list of Bollywood. All A-listers, celebrities, past and present, are now scheduled to be grilled by the NCB. They're accused of attending parties, purchasing, consuming drugs of various sorts. This has brought to question what we now perceive Bollywood as a source of inspiration or as a den of all the evil things that can happen in society. This merits a serious conversation, and a serious conversation we should try to have. Let me open up this telecast. Joining us on the broadcast, we have Mr. L.N. Rao and Mr. B.L. Vora, both senior retired IPS officers. Sumit Peer also joining us on the broadcast. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sparing your time. Mr. Vora, if I can begin with you. An investigation into the consuming of drugs at parties of A-lister celebrities. How important is it that this is now seen through to a logical conclusion?
It must be seen through a logical conclusion because, as you rightly said in the beginning itself, Bollywood is no longer a source of inspiration. In fact, earlier also, as you know, Dawood Ibrahim was funding, the extortion was going on, all these things were happening earlier also. But these things, these lower layers, they were not visible. Now, because of this tragedy of Sushant Singh Rajput and now the drug angle coming in and all that, I think it's really sickening in a way, if you ask me, that these people who are supposed to be the icons of the society, the role models of the society now, they are being seen in a very, very bad light. And I think it is not good. But having said that, I think it's good that NCB is looking into it, other agencies are looking into it, and they must go to the bottom of the whole issue and punish the culprits.
What do you think is happening, sir? Is this just some casual abuse that is taking place? Has this become endemic to the point of crisis? Should we be sending people into de-addiction counseling? Should we be jailing them? What should we be doing?
Actually, first and foremost is the crime that has been committed under the NDPS Act. That is number one. Those, of course, who are having drugs regularly and are addicted to it, they have to be sent to rehabilitation centers. You know, it has been happening in the Northeast. In Manipur, there are centers. People are put in rehabilitation centers. Even Punjab, of course, is a classic case where things are happening. But I don't think it has reached that level because the people who are being named, those who are coming in the media at least, none of them is a drug addict because they are also functioning as actors.
So you see this as casual drug abuse at worst?
But point is, even casual, even a small theft is a theft after all. I mean, if you talk of it, crime is a crime.
Okay, but what do the regulations say, sir? Does somebody have to be caught with drugs in their possession? What are the various kind of quantities that vary between a user and a drug peddler, or even worse, a cartel?
One doesn't have to be really caught in the sense that once you catch a culprit, then searches can be undertaken on his pointing out the places where the stuff is concealed. I think that is a good enough evidence. Now, the point is what quantity and all. To be honest with you, I don't know the latest provisions in the law about that. But I think narcotics is such a serious thing that even a small quantity is punishable under the law.
Okay, now this has come to the public glare not because large quantities of drugs have been recovered, but because conversations allegedly alluding to drug consumption have been spotted through the course of another larger investigation, which is where this entire thing began. L.N. Rao, if you, as a police officer, get a WhatsApp chat in which somebody is referring to maal hai kya, kitna hai, kaun laega, and that is indicating to you that this is referring to some sort of narcotic abuse, does that provide proof for what?
Yes, Rishabh. Look, every crime is being investigated on the basis of certain evidences which are available by the investigating officer, and through maybe it's a documentary evidence, maybe an oral evidence, or any scientific evidence, as you can say. Now, you are talking about the chats. Chats from which telephone number to which these chats have been sent, and what are the contents of that? That is most important. And those chats, if are available on those phones right now also, or these were deleted from that phone. In that case, if these are deleted, then those phones which are to be recovered by the investigating agency and sent to the forensic science laboratory to retrieve those chats. And if those chats are disclosing any commission of offence under NDPS Act, as rightly Vora Sahab has told, that under NDPS Act there are stringent, this is a very stringent law.
Does a WhatsApp chat constitute evidence?
Yes,
or do you have to find...
That is, I am saying that this evidence, that's documentary evidence, that is definitely it's an evidence. Subject to the number one, it should be scientifically proved by the forensic laboratory,
Okay.
or it should be supported with a certificate under section 65B of Indian Evidence Act. Only on that basis that the evidence will be...
Is that punishable under
yes,
law?
It is punishable, yes.
Just the conversation part?
Yes, no, conversation part, and what that conversation amounts to be. If that conversation amounts to be sale, purchase and the financing of that thing, then the offence is 27A of NDPS Act. And if that conversation is only amounting to the consumption, that only that 27...
okay, can you help our viewers understand the difference, sir? Because there are gradations
I am
in
coming
quantities.
to that only. As Vora Sahab also told that about the quantity. Now, 27 NDPS Act is only meant for the addicts and who are the consuming that. That is the offence, that is a minimum sentence of 6 months is provided in that. And some fine is also there. And those persons who are addicted to that, they are also referred to the rehabilitation centers. Now, the persons who are involved in some drug cartel or some supply of big quantity of drugs, that is called a commercial quantity of drugs, then definitely there is a serious punishment for that. That serious punishment is not less than 10 years. If somebody is caught with some consignment of commercial quantity, or if somebody is dealing with this commercial quantity, thou maybe by the chats or by any sort of evidence, then he is liable for that.
So on the hypothecation, Mr. Rao,
yeah,
that these conversations that are out publicly are prima facie true, and
yes,
people are talking about hash and weed, which is marijuana.
Yes.
On the hypothecation, what charges can be brought on the basis of that conversation alone? Will these people have to face investigation, face trial, conviction? What's the next step?
No, I must tell you that I told you that the contents of that conversation is very material. If that conversation is only towards the consumption, then the 27 NDPS Act will be attracted. And if those conversations are confirming that some trade is going on, some money money is transmitted through these messages, or some money has been paid or have been received by someone, then it becomes a case of 27A, which is stringent act, that is called a sale purchase of the drugs. That is more serious than the consumption of that drug.
Okay,
and also about the quantity, if the quantity is mentioned also, because in some drugs the quantity is mentioned in the schedule of NDPS Act itself. Each drug has
but the issue here is
whether it is a small quantity or
the
it is a commercial
issue
quantity.
here is that we are told that one individual is already under arrest, has admitted to purchase of a certain quantity of drugs. All right, not consumption, but purchase on behalf of someone else. Sumit Peer, now let me flip this around to a different conversation. We know of endemic drug problems in this country. Some of them are in areas are major problems.
Correct.
We are in the neighborhood of some of the largest drug producers in the world, or the drug conduits. The Golden Triangle in Thailand is nearby. Afghanistan is one of the largest opiate producers in the world, potentially even bigger than the drug cartels of South America. when drug barons run this industry with collusion, politicians often involved, even people in uniform often involved. We had the very mysterious case of a New Year Eve terror attack that took place, for which one particular uniformed officer in Punjab was visiting the border at midnight on New Year's Eve, of which we never heard the story, but one can imagine what that is for. A lot of these things go unaddressed. Are we, to be devil's advocate, making victims of Bollywood by targeting casual drug consumption at Bollywood parties?
I think, Rishabh, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. There are two sides to it, Rishabh. The side A is that, what is a celebrity? What is Bollywood? By the virtue of being a celebrity, these people have enormous fan following across the demographies of the country. They make a lot of money because they are celebrities. They endorse brands because they are celebrities, and they are paid a lot of money because of being a celebrity. Now the problem is, now are our brands going to be endorsed by them, and are those brands going to get a brand image? Point number two, Rishabh, are these our icons of virtue? People like you and me and millions of India have to follow? Point number three, sir, I am very worried about our youth and teenagers, because these are the people whom they look up to. So aren't they affecting our youth and teenagers? And point number four, Rishabh, you rightly, and the B side of the problem is the international angle, which you rightly pointed out, sir. Now, what does the Honorable Prime Minister say? Honorable Prime Minister says we have 800 million youth. We have the youngest country. We're the biggest youth force in the world.
But what is the problem you're saying? Sumit Peer, are you saying that if you have aspirational young people and they look at, these Bollywood parties and these social clubbing and as the normal of what is cool, so then they feel that casual drug consumption is cool, it becomes part of the routine, and then it leads to drug addiction? Is that what you're saying the problem here is?
Sir, bang on. I can't agree more with you. The problem is, Rishabh, we have these hostile countries on the both sides of the border. What are they trying to do? Udta Punjab kind of a scenario. They want to implement all the countries. So now the question is, are these celebrities being used to subtly endorse drugs? Are you trying to give this message to 800 million youth? Having drugs is cool. Having drugs is normal. Drugs is the new fad. If you're rich, if you're wealthy, you're very successful, you must go to drugs.
Okay, but in this case, Sumit Peer, what is now the end solution? Okay,
Sir,
I've discussed the legality of it, because if laws are broken, then laws are broken, right? But do we want to throw everybody in jail? Do we want them to reform? Do we want a Bollywood campaign where these people now start a, don't use drugs campaign, have self-confessionals, come out in the open? What do we need to have done?
Rishabh, there are two police officers, the law of the land will catch on to them, but I think all the brands should stop, who are being endorsed by these celebrities should immediately stop, because letting them endorse your brands, you're killing your brand image. Point number two, very important point, Rishabh. Time is to get NIA, IB and RAW involved, because how do we know it's not an international conspiracy against the youth of the country? Because if a coronavirus kind of a pandemic can happen, why can't our hostile neighbors try to...
So you're saying that this is a business model, maybe words. B.L. Vora, the argument that Sumit is putting across is that, this is one of the open secrets, right? That at Bollywood parties, drugs are probably consumed of some sort. Just because you can't catch them red-handed doesn't mean it's not happening. That people who run drugs is a business in the end, it's big money. Utilize this as a de facto brand endorsement. You make it cool, and that's why the mass consumer then wants to try it out and get addicted, and that's where you make your money from. Is that a reasonable supposition, or are we overreaching?
Oh, it is definitely a reasonable supposition. See, but main thing is, drugs money is basically used for terror funding also. That is one angle. Here quantity may be small, but Rishabh, if it's a crime, it is a crime. I mean, very simple. That is the main thing that I'm trying to say. Now, about coming back to earlier, you were talking about on the WhatsApp chats. See, this is at least a source of information which can form a part of the charge sheet. That point was being discussed by you with Ms. Alan Rao also. Now, having said that, I think that not only the small fish, but big fish also. We have Golden Triangle, Golden Crescent, all that is there. There are a lot of action being taken. But I think still as a country, we are not really equipped enough to crack down on the drugs issue on a larger scale and on a smaller scale.
Okay, but what would be overkill? B.L. Vora, now, there's the law.
I think it would be a good example.
Okay,
for
Bir
others.
Vora, yeah, so there is a law and there's logic. Sometimes you have to make an example and sometimes it's an overkill. What do we need now these people to come out rather than issue abject denials, which is what eventually they'll end up doing, to recognize that within Bollywood there is a problem, that this does happen, to go into counseling, go into rehab, start drug awareness campaigns. Do we need them to do that or do we need them to go to jail?
I think they need to go to the jail. And youngsters also who are seeing all this, they will think it's very cool to take drugs. If actors are taking, like we have hairstyles like them, like we walk like them, so they'll say, yeah, this is also cool. Why not? If they're doing it, something good to be done.
Okay.
So I think examples must be made of these.
Okay, Ellen Rao, when you are making examples, these are all A-list celebrities. In the end, they're all citizens of India. That's all that matters, right? We are all bound by the same law, and that's how it should be. But often celebrities say that we become victims because of our high-profile nature. Examples are made out of us, where otherwise, these would be considered petty crimes and would be let go. Is that a factuality? Should we be concerned about that?
Rishabh, it cannot be said that the celebrities, being that they are celebrities, that's why they are victim. No, there is something behind that. Any stories, there is something behind. There are so many hundreds of celebrities in Bollywood, but why these names only? Because there must be something behind them. And then they are considered to be the icon for the youth in our country. And our youth, has rightly said, Vora Sahab and Mr. Sumit said, that the youth is following them because they think that they are the role models. And what they are doing, they must be true. That's why our youth, they are who are innocent, they can think that what our role models are doing, that they should also do it, and there is nothing in that.
So what do we do? Do we need to throw people in jail? Do we need to have awareness campaigns? What do we do? What's the solution? What's the next move?
No. There is no option with us whether to throw. If somebody has committed crime, then he should face according to the law of our land. If somebody has taken some drugs and he is consumed, then according to law he should be dealt with.
Okay.
And if somebody is dealing in the large quantity of them and he is doing any drug cartel,
Yeah, then that's a gradation, because obviously it's coming from somewhere. Okay. Okay. Sumit Peer,
as per law, they should be taken care
Sumit
of.
Peer, is there an argument to say that just like celebrities are often accused of getting away with too much, right?
Yeah.
They often say that because of public scrutiny, everything becomes target the celebrity, to make an example out of the celebrity. Is that reasonable or unreasonable?
This is not reasonable or not, Rishabh, because if you are a celebrity, if you are a public person, you have a public responsibility. Tell me, if a chief minister of a state is photographed with Dawood Ibrahim, what will happen to him? If a chief minister's house you find 200 kilos of heroin, what will happen to him? If you are photographed with somebody else tomorrow, what will happen to you? Because if you are in public place, you have to be very, very careful. You have a social responsibility. Being a celebrity gives you all virtues of the life, and you cannot run away with all the responsibilities. All authority comes with responsibility. All virtues come with
before I run out of time,
responsibility.
I just want to add one last larger. There is a very vibrant, palpable rage against Bollywood right now that is encompassing a lot of areas, a lot of things. It's being looked at as a den of vice, a den of conspiracy, a den of mafia, perhaps even a den of criminality, way beyond things like a casting couch and sexual harassment, which was the last time we put scrutiny on Bollywood for. Where is this anger coming from? Is there a palpable disconnect between the people of this country who are the fans and make people their celebrities and the people who aspire to that position?
I think, is it from me?
Yes, Sumit.
I think, Rishabh, the anger is coming from because these people are literally worshipped. You give them a pedestal in our lives. You look up to them. Our youth looks up to them. But it is very ironical when you find Dawood financing films, when you find drugs, when you find casting couches, when you find sexual harassment, when you find Me Too's, when you find, these Pakistani, event managers managing the shows, they are seen with ISI agents. That shatters the heart of the 1.3 billion people. We have made you what you are because of us. And one of the actors had audacity to say, Rishabh, do not watch my films. Aapko hum pasand nahi, hamari picture mat dekho. You are there because of 1.3 billion Indians. And you cannot betray their trust.
Okay, so Sumit Peer, what is different this time? Because we've seen many A-list celebrities, facing very serious criminal charges, abetment with terrorism, gun running, possession of weapons, hit and run. A lot of serious charges have come our way, but those celebrities have just gone on to do bigger and better things. They become even more popular. Has that changed?
That has changed, Rishabh, because this time around the government of the center, led by Honorable Prime Minister, does not want to let it go. Enough is enough. It has crossed the tipping point. They have crossed the Rubicon. Now there's no turning back. This is the time to set the record straight. And Rishabh, no celebrities above the Indian Constitution, no celebrities above the IPC. Law is equal for you and me, or for any Khan or Kapoor or whoever he or she may be. It is the time to set the equation right. We had this preconceived notion that celebrities can get away with anything. You have money you have a lot of money, you can get away with anything. That myth is being shattered, and it's the time to set out on.
Well, the spotlight is being shined in places where it earlier wasn't. In most things, that's a good thing. A lot of answering will have to be done to get charges to stick in a court, prompting a conviction. We are far away from that. But perhaps a little bit of catharsis and epiphany is needed in Bollywood, not only for vices that sort of rope in. And I know a conversation on whether marijuana should be legalized or not is a separate conversation. Right now, it is illegal. So that's the bottom line. But there is a conceptualization of the anger that is palpable against Bollywood for many reasons and their celebrities. And for their own good, perhaps they should recognize that. I've run out of time, unfortunately. Yeah, Sumit, 10 seconds. I'm already over time, yeah.
The only thing is, we have to protect this country from drugs becoming the new normal. We have dahi in our thali. Drugs and dahi cannot be seen in the same thing.
I think that premise is larger because the serious drug epidemics are hitting America right now. Fentanyl is a major problem. Opioids are a major problem, and you don't want that to become a major problem here. It already is in some states.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.